breaking in the engine on the 36cc for the the Redcat Rampage. We had a couple things happen, so I'm going to flip it around here so I can show you guys the state of it now. So here we go. Okay, so I got things tore apart. I think I did a short or something like that on there. We're going to fix the gasket here. I made a new one here, which is what I used to do all the time with gasket paper. I've got a roll of this somewhere. Don't remember where I put it now, but I just cut this the other day. And it's fairly close. I probably got to kind of like get some of the crap out of the center still, mainly on the sides. Anyway, we're going to go over all this stuff here. Going to go over all the bearings. I do have bearings to put in everything. I didn't put them all in the last time because I used 3-in-1 oil. Down here somewhere, I'll show you what I use exactly. This guy right here. So you can refresh your bearings on stuff like that to a certain extent. And that's what I had done with this. So I think some of the ones I'm going to look at and maybe even actually replace, like this one here, starting to get beat up pretty good around the inner ring. Still rolls good. I might keep it as a spare or something, but I mean, you can see all the chatter right there. Usually when it starts doing stuff like that, I just replace them because I don't want it to fail. Anyway, so I have two brand new center shafts for the drive shaft. And all these bearings are pretty much going to get replaced. I think there's a couple in there that might be good, but those are the ones I'm more concerned about than anything. So anyway, back to this. We have two shafts, center shafts here, okay? And those are to replace those, brand new. I just got them in. You have a short shaft that goes here, then you got your center diff, then you got another shaft that goes through the gas tank back to the rear end. Here's the issue. So on the short shaft, as you can see, it's a little rusty and stuff there. But on the short shaft here, we had a failure. Yeah, look at that. That was causing a massive binding. Now, there still may be more binding in there that I don't know about, but that was definitely causing some massive binding. Now, the reason that I like the Rampage so much is there's a lot of things you can do with them. For example, this pin here, I've done this a couple times in the past. I can replace this with this pin without replacing the entire shaft. Basically what you do is you heat up the end here, you stuff that one in there, and then when it cools back down it kind of expands. So that's what I'm going to try right now. And then we're going to keep these just in case I can't get this to work. We'll throw those new ones in, or we'll keep them later because, you know, this is something that you should always have on hand anyways. I couldn't show you while I was actually putting it in here. I needed both hands and I don't have my headgear on me. So once it cools back down, that should be on there fairly well. So I'm going to pause the video now until it cools down enough to touch, and we'll check and see if it worked. Sometimes this works, sometimes the hole's too big, so we'll just see what we got. Okay, so it looks like it might have worked. I think it'll be good enough for sure. So let's see if our fitment is pretty good. I mean, that's close. Alright, so let's check it out on a truck and make sure it's actually going to fit and hold in here. We'll just do the front here just to see if it'll fit and hold. So I don't know if you can see that in there. Let's see if we can turn the wheels with it, see how the other side looks, make sure there's no binding. Yeah. Okay, that's pretty good. Should be plenty of clearance around there. I don't think it's going to hit anything. Even if it comes out here a little ways, it shouldn't hit anything there. So yeah, I think that'll work. So once again, I've bought parts that I've ended up fixing the old parts on, and yeah, just kind of got a collection going on here, which is not really such a bad thing, but just kind of one of my weird pet peeves, I guess. Anyway, this is definitely dead, and I gotta try and find some more of those pins, because I mean, you don't really need to replace the entire dog bone. So I mean, that's good enough, right? We're going to find out. Now the bottom here, I'm going to clean this up a little bit and make sure that that rust isn't going to cause a problem. I don't think so. But is that what happened before? Because as you can see, it looks like it might be moving a little bit. So I'm going to see if I can reposition that, if it'll let me. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick the side where it's longer down here. And I'm going to take something like those pliers and just kind of give it a couple wraps like right here. See if it'll move at all. If it won't, then I will heat it up a little bit. Try it that way. If it still don't move, I'll probably just wait on it because I don't want to break it. It may be brittle. So we'll just, we'll kind of see how that goes. Okay, I don't know that I got it to move any at all. I think I'm going to leave it alone. We'll just kind of see how that works. So, I mean, we got one good side for sure. This side's still really hot. This side here moved just a little bit, so I might try heating it up one more time just to make sure that it's good and go from there. But yeah, this is definitely going to work. And you know, like I said, sometimes this trick works great, sometimes it don't do shit. But you know, like this side here, I can't really get it to move. This side here kind of worked, you know, and there again it's moving a little bit. See, so I'm gonna try to do a little something there with that. But all in all though, you can't really complain because this is gonna save me on parts, and I'm still gonna have an entire set of dog bones just in case. So we're gonna get this stuff wrapped up. We're going to put some bearings in here, and then we'll get this cat back out and hopefully shake it down, see what that new engine's gonna do. But got little things to do first, and go over my gears and stuff too and make sure they're good. I've got a mixture of steel and plastic, which I don't like that, but it's what came with the truck, and they've been good up until now. But as you can see, they're starting to chew up a little bit. I should really order new ones. When I get some money, I probably will, but for now we're just going to run what we got, kind of go from there. So let's get started on the bearings on this guy right there. We started on the bearings there, and then we'll put it all back together. Okay, I went ahead and put it back on the shelf. What we had done is we put new bearings all over here, all over the brake system. Had 1, 2, I think there's 3 big bearings on there, 2 the same size, 1 different. And then we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bearings inside the case here. I didn't show you that because it's pretty much the same thing, you know, as the disassembly. So I have a problem with redundancy. So I just got it all back together. Plus I was fighting with it a little bit, you know, getting things lined up and stuff is always a pain in the ass. I did find something that I didn't know. If you can see it here on the camera, hopefully you can see that there on the exhaust. This is why I was leaking. It wasn't the gasket. Turns out to be the weld is failing. So I'm going to have to either find somebody that has a welder so I can weld it, because I know how to do that, and I just don't have a welder, or get another pipe. All right, here is the exhaust fix that I come up with. Let me show you here, and then I'll show you what the product is. Get down in here so you can kind of see it. You know, it's not the most prettiest thing in the world. I understand that. But I'm after functionality here. I love this pipe. I'm not getting rid of it. And I do not have a welder, so this is my next best friend. So I believe that will work. Everything appears to be pretty solid on there. Okay, so this is the product I'm using, guys. It is called DAP Tank Bond Clear Epoxy. Now this stuff here comes really highly recommended for anybody that's got some sort of a exhaust leak, crack, whatever on your manifold or anything on a car. We all know how hot those manifolds get. They get even hotter than the ones on a 2-stroke RC. So this should hold as long as I applied it properly. I cleaned the area as good as I could. I took some steel wool that I have sitting over there, and I also had my wire brush, and I just kind of went around the pipe, and I got it as best I could, cleaned it up as best I could, put some alcohol on it, scrubbed it down pretty good with that, and I'm just hoping I got a good enough clean surface for this to bond correctly, because that's the trick about a lot of these epoxies. You have to make sure that your surface is clean good enough and prepped good enough. They usually work really well, but again, you got to make sure that you do your due diligence on preparing the surface. So I'm hoping that's the case, and I'm hoping that that will work really well on there. So we're going to try it out. So now what I'm going to do is just make sure I got everything tight, and that's going to be pretty much it for the cat right now. Next time we get it out here, we'll just hopefully we get some good weather. It's kind of cold and stuff this weekend, but get some good weather. I'll get it out and do a street shakedown on it, and I don't mind, you know, not running in the dirt or whatever. That's fine. I just want to get it running, kind of see what else it needs, if anything, and go from there. But a lot of upgrades so far, a lot more to come, I'm sure. And this is my favorite basher, so you know it's definitely going to get some love. I just gotta, you know, work with it a little here and there. This thing's super easy to mess with, guys. You got your gear system here, brake system there, engine, and then you got your shafts that go through. Or there's a couple little things you don't like, you know, like the shaft goes through the gas tank, that kind of thing. Okay, well, that's not really the end of the world. So there's my shaft that I did the work on and kind of replaced, and just replaced the pin basically. So I think everything's going to hold up pretty well. I do have new diff case housings, but they're plastic. I've been trying to hold out as long as I can on those, because plastic always breaks anyway. I always try to give somewhere a chance to break, instead of it, you know, hitting me in an area where I can't really replace it very well. So I do have a couple of the cases right there, ready to rock and roll, as well as the brake stand off there for the center diff. So I do have extra parts. I'm just trying to get away with not using them for a while in case I were to need them in the future. Plus I want to get to a point where I start putting some aluminum on this truck eventually. The major upgrade that I was looking for was the engine, and so far that's been great. So just going to get it a proper shakedown, and then maybe the rest of this year we'll deal with the exhaust and start doing some other upgrades that I wanted to do, and just work them in slowly so we can get this thing rolling the way that I want to. Because these trucks are phenomenal. I really, really enjoy them, and I don't know that I'd ever get rid of it. Of course I say that, but you know, it'd have to be something good. It really would, because I really like these trucks. That's my favorite. My second favorite's probably that one or that one. I don't know which. It's a toss-up. I've been wanting a 5T forever, so maybe that. But this Baja 5T with the Kraken setup on it, I mean, it's just amazing too. This one here is my new guy on the block. It's pretty decent, you know, but it's pretty much bare bones. So I don't know. I got a lot of fun to do this year. A lot of things I want to upgrade, and I figured this year we would focus mostly on this, and probably the 5T, give this a little love here and there, and then that a little love here and there. If we got more time and money, we'll work on other things, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it myself. So once again, guys, I appreciate it, and the cat is on its way back, coming soon.